Hey everyone, that's right, you are looking at a Starbucks menu. You're not mistaken. We're going to use this as a way to illustrate a new concept that is coming up in this module called price discrimination. Um, the definition of price discrimination is the attempt by businesses to charge different amounts uh, to customers for the same product. And most often, in the module, you'll hear discussions about movie tickets, being able to sell a movie ticket to a student, a child, a senior, and an adult, all at different prices. And you can see that that happens in the real world. The product is the same, everybody's watching the same movie, but they are charging different prices to different segments of the market. So I thought I would take you through this Starbucks menu and something that we all are familiar with, and we can examine how this is an example of some form of price discrimination. So the way that I look at this is, what is Starbucks trying to do here? These are all different forms of the same product. You have your coffee of the day, small coffee of the day for $1.85. And up here you have a bunch of different versions of the same thing. This one has a little bit more milk, this one has a little bit of chocolate, this one has a different type of chocolate, this one has a foamed milk instead of a regular milk, this one has less milk and a different type of sugar. And so on and so forth. But for all intents and purposes, from Starbucks' perspective, they are all basically the same. They are coffee mixed with some sort of milk, mixed with some sort of sugar. But if you notice, you are charging vastly different amounts of money for these different things. You could even argue that these separate sizes are in fact a form of price discrimination because the extra added marginal cost for them of producing a 16 ounce versus a 12 ounce or a 20 ounce versus a 12 ounce is minuscule, pennies potentially, but they're getting to charge an extra $1.15 for doing that. So, and over here, all you've done is take the same drinks, make them cold, and you are getting, it looks like basically the same price, although they've added a larger size. So what is happening here? They are attempting to find out, if we look at a demand curve here, they are attempting to find out, remember back when we were studying the basics of supply and demand, all of us are on this demand curve for coffee at different amounts. You might be here, let's say that this is $1.85, you just like your morning cup of coffee. Some of you are at point B, you like a latte, and some of you are up here and you guys like the venti caramel macchiato with extra pumpkin spice. So you guys are all on the same demand curve, but the question is, 10 or 15 years ago, before Starbucks started, where would people get coffee? You would go to a diner, you would go to a restaurant, you might go to a vending machine, and everybody was getting their cup of coffee for $1.80, or in those prices, probably $1 or 50 cents. And they were getting their caffeine and their sugar, and they were happy with it, and it was good enough. And there was all this surplus because what Starbucks found out was that there were lots of people who were willing to pay a lot more for coffee. You have friends, you have family who routinely pay $3 to $5 to $7 a day on coffee. And there were all these people who were willing to pay more, but only were paying $1 for coffee. So what Starbucks did is, by creating this menu, they are price discriminating. They are attempting to sell you the same product at different prices to different customers. And what in fact happens is if you perfectly price discriminate, then you charge this guy up here exactly what he's willing to pay, this person exactly what they're willing to pay, this person exactly what they're willing to pay, and then you still get to charge the person who just wants their cup of coffee for $1.85. You get to charge them that. And so what happens is all of the consumer surplus disappears, and it all becomes producer surplus and profit. So we explored that a little bit more in the module, but I thought that that would be a good way to jump off.